Funding provided by
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
by Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.
Welcome back to our broadcast here from Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It is a full day of championship high school volleyball as 5A, 4A, and 3A championship trophies have been handed out. We move to Class 2A, where the Western Christian Wolfpack, with a record of 40-5, take on the #1 seed Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Greetings, my friends. I'm Eric Rayleigh, my good friend Beth West, a standout volleyball player at the University of Northern Iowa, and Iowa high school girl, now helping with this broadcast. And Beth, 2A and these two teams, that says a lot.
It does. These are two historic powerhouse programs in the state of Iowa for high school volleyball. And they are quality teams. They have experience at the highest level. And I think we're going to see a very competitive match.
Let's introduce you to these two teams that are built on tradition. Western Christian, Beth wasn't lying to you, 21st straight trip to state. They've been in 39 of the 51 state volleyball tournaments and reached at least the semifinals in the last 21 consecutive years. Head coach Tammy Verbeek's 12 state titles, a dozen of them are the most in Iowa history. And their opponent, it's a tough task for Western Christian as they take on Dike-New Hartford, the defending 2A champions. They return everybody. Sophomore twins Peyton and Jaden Peterson lead the team. Both were on the all-tournament team as freshmen. And junior Madeline Norton has 2,000 plus career assists. Dike is an outstanding team looking to finish the deal with a state title here. Before we bring you the 2A championship match, it's time for the Hall of Fame. And here's Jason Esslinger with the Girls Union with the induction.
Since 1998, the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union has honored the state's greatest prep volleyball players with induction into the Iowa High School Volleyball Hall of Fame. Tonight, we honor the 22nd class of inductees. Presenting Hall of Fame awards is John Sanbo, the regional manager for the Iowa Farm Bureau. Our first honoree started at Dubuque Hempstead from 2000 to 2003. She helped the Mustangs reach 3 state tournaments and was a 3-time All-State selection. She was a Class 4A Player of the Year when she averaged 5.1 assists, 2.7 kills, and 2.1 digs a set. She led Hempstead to the 2003 state championship while being named captain of the all-tournament team. Her versatility as a setter, libero, and hitter made her a prize recruit, and she signed with North Dakota State. She led the Bisons in assists and was a starter as a freshman. Injuries would sideline her career early, but she still is among the school's career leaders in assists. Following graduation, she embarked on a teaching career. She returned to Iowa and is in her 13th year of teaching art and ceramics at Cedar Falls High School and at Hawkeye Community College. She has also coached 9th grade volleyball at Cedar Falls. She and her husband Brandon have one one-year-old son, Clayton. Let's welcome one of the most versatile players to the Iowa Volleyball Hall of Fame from Dubuque Hempstead, Hall of Famer Emily Lensman Olson. Our next honoree starred for Davenport North from 1986 to 1989. She was a starter on 2 of Coach Amy Baker's teams to reach the state tournament. In 1988, she was a vital cog on North's state championship team, where she served up 6 service aces while earning a spot on the all-tournament team. Her senior season in 1989 saw her earn Iowa Player of the Year honors after leading the state in kills and blocks. She went on to a successful collegiate career at Washington State. She helped the Cougars reach 2 NCAA tournaments. She led the Pac-10 Conference in hitting percentage as a sophomore and was among the top 20 hitters nationally her junior year. She remains Washington State's career leader in hitting percentage. Since graduating from Washington State, she and her family have lived in Virginia, California, and Tennessee before returning to Bettendorf in 2015. Her daughter Devin was an all-state volleyball player on Bettendorf's 2017 state championship volleyball team, while son Darian was a state champion track and field athlete and is a member of Iowa State's football team. She and her husband Lionel reside in Bettendorf. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome one of Davenport North's great volleyball players into the IGHSAU Volleyball Hall of Fame, Carrie Gilly Porter. Our next honoree started at Western Christian from 2007 through 2010. She was a setter. She was the setter on a pair of state championships for the Wolfpack and was one of the best in Iowa regardless of class. Her sophomore season saw her lead the Wolfpack to the 2008 state championship, where she registered 42 assists in the title match. She was a first-team All-State selection in 2009 and 2010. She was the 2010 Class 2A Player of the Year, averaging 9.3 assists, 1 kill, and 2 digs a set, and was the captain of the 2A All-Tournament team in leading Western Christian to the Class 2A state crown, finishing her career with 3,116 career assists. She took her talents to Dordt, where she was a 4-year starter. She was twice an NAIA Honorable Mention All-American selection, and in 2013 was named a third-team All-American pick after averaging 10.5 assists a set. She still ranks 4th in school history in assists, while her .406 hitting percentage in 2011 is still the Dordt single-season record. Upon graduation, she returned to Western Christian and taught math for 4 years. She and her husband are the parents to 3 daughters. Let's welcome her back here to Cedar Rapids, one of the finest setters in Western Christian history, Kayla Gasink-Bartman. Our final honoree also hails from Western Christian High School and played with fellow honoree Kayla Gasink for 2 seasons, starring from 2009 through 2012. An outstanding multi-sport athlete that was a part of state championship basketball teams with multi-state titles in track and field, her signature sport was volleyball, where she was a 3-time All-State selection and a 3-time All-Tournament team pick. A 2-time Elite All-State selection, she was the Class 2A Co-Player of the Year as a senior when she averaged 3.1 kills and 2.6 digs a set. Like her fellow Hall of Fame inductees, she starred at Dordt. She was a 2-time NAIA First-Team All-American selection and helped Dordt reach 3 NAIA national tournaments. Her 1,600 career kills ranks 6th in school history, and she also ranks in the top 10 in career digs and aces. Following graduation, she married her high school sweetheart, Jeff Granstra. The couple reside in Sheldon with children Wyatt, Briar, and Lacey. Let's welcome one of Iowa's finest athletes into the Volleyball Hall of Fame from Western Christian, Brooke Wolterstorff-Granstra. Ladies and gentlemen, once again presenting the Volleyball Hall of Fame class of 2021 from Dubuque Hempstead, Emily Lensman, from Davenport North, Carrie Gilly, and from Western Christian, Kayla Gasink and Brooke Wolterstorff. Congratulations.
What an honor and what a class that is. The 2021 Hall of Fame inductees. Congratulations to each of those women. Thank you for all you've done for the sport. Congratulations on the well-deserved honor. Special to have a couple of them from Western Christian as their team is getting set to battle here for the Class 2A match. Let's now meet our teams. Here's Rex Baker.
Western Christian Wolfpack. And now, please welcome the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players and coaches in today's championship matchup. First, for the Western Christian Wolfpack. Number 2, Hannah Brook. Number 5, Kylie DeJager. Number 6, Jaden Van Scapen. Number 7, Shayna Van Dyken. Number 10, Taylor Stodema. Number 11, Jaden Grunewig. Number 12, Kiana Winya. And number 14, Bria Van Clay. Your assistant coaches for the Wolfpack, Mindy DeJager and Kerrigan Katz. Now let's meet the starters for Western Christian. A 5'4" junior, number 0, Jocelyn Ustenik. A 6' junior, number 3, Abby Verberg. A 5'9" junior, number 4, Stella Winterfeld. A 5'8" senior, number 8, Jalen Van Dyken. A 5'9" senior, number 9, Ellie Doctor. A 6' senior, number 13, Emma Westfall. And the libero, a 5'7" senior, number 1, Lydia Van Clay. Head coach for the Wolfpack, Tammy Verbeek. Now, let's meet the Dike-New Hartford Wolverines. Number 1, Lucy Varney. Number 5, Shelby Ort. Number 7, Indy Grassley. Number 9, Lillian Bennett. Number 13, Ryan Shoemaker. Number 14, Peyton Nolan. Number 15, Sophia Folkerts. At number 17, Jillian Buter. The assistant coaches for the Wolverines, Lawrence Harms, Sarah Triplett, Abby Perez, and Emma Eden. Now let's meet the starters for Dike-New Hartford. A 5'11" sophomore, number 2, Marin Bixby. A 5'9" junior, number 3, Madeline Norton. A 5'8" sophomore, number 8, Jaden Peterson. A 5'9" senior, number 10, Taylor Haynes. A 6'1" junior, number 16, Ellie Knock. A 5'11" sophomore, number 21, Peyton Peterson. And the libero, a 5'4" senior, number 4, Lexi Fager. Head coach for the Wolverines is Diane Harms. Now, ladies and gentlemen, direct your attention to the scorers table for the introduction of our officials for this afternoon's match. Your first referee, Sarah Tyne. Your second referee, Jim Doyle. And the line judges, Jody Walinga and Kevin Vanderplug. All right, ladies and gentlemen, who's ready for state championship volleyball?
There's a look at the teams. Now let's take a look at the keys to this championship match. Beth, what's it going to take for Western Christian to knock off the number 1 team?
To knock off the number 1 team, Western Christian is going to need to have quality serve receive. They want solid passing, and it's really the foundation of any success in volleyball. It starts with consistent serve receive so that the Wolfpack can have all of their offensive options available. And then secondly, they just want to apply pressure. They have the talent and experience to apply pressure to DNH. They want to do that 1 point at a time, staying confident as a team to take on a very good DNH squad.
All right, let's look at the DNH keys to this championship 2A match.
Yeah, DNH needs to serve aggressively. They are a great serving team. They cause a lot of havoc for their opponents from the serving line. They're strong in a lot of areas, but it starts with an aggressive serve, and we expect them to continue that. And then secondly, no let up. The Wolverines are at the finale of an incredible season with a record of 53-1. They are dominating teams from all classes. So they're looking to focus and finish the mission with the championship.
That's Beth West's keys to the match. And we're ready to go here. And if you have been in Cedar Rapids this week, you have seen a sea of pink at Tonight, the buildings are lit up, the skyline. They have rolled out the pink carpet and welcomed this championship tournament. What a memory for all these student athletes and communities that have worked so hard to get to this championship tournament. And we thank all that Cedar Rapids has done, as well as the Iowa High School Girls Union, to make this an amazing memory. We are officially underway for the Class 2A championship match, as it's Dike-New Hartford versus the Western Christian Wolfpack. And the first point goes to Dike-New Hartford. The Wolverines were your champion in Class 2A last year. They dominated Denver in 3 sets, 25-13, 25-12, and 25-15 to win the school's 8th state volleyball title. They did not lose a single set in the state title run last year, as Peyton Peterson led the way with 17 kills in the title game, followed by Knock and Jaden Peterson with 10 and 8 kills respectively. A 2-0 lead, and serving is Dike-New Hartford. Oh, it's so important for the Wolfpack not to dig a hole here early.
It is, and unfortunately they're down 0-3 early on, but you're right, it's early, and they've got time to battle back. Right now, they just need to take a deep breath and get their serve receive in. They want to be able to run their offensive options.
A service error, that's a free point for the Wolfpack, and then more importantly, it's a side out, and that means they can get their rotation going, and they can be the aggressors with serving.
Exactly. They want to serve, try to get Dike-New Hartford out of system, try to limit some options for them, make it a little bit easier on Western Christian's defense.
Good block at the net there. Flying in, and that one's down for a kill. That, folks, is Peyton Peterson. She's the sophomore. She had 536 kills in the regular season. Here's a replay.
Peyton Peterson with a very strong approach there. She goes cross court. It's a strong attack. It's going to be hard to stop.
Wolfpack get their second point. And is able to fight that way. Abby Verberg through the block.
Abby from the right side there, going through 2 blockers. That's a quality swing to get it through Dike-New Hartford's block.
Now serving is Western Christian, and there's a service ace. And just like that, we have a 1-point ball game here in the opening set between the Wolverines and Wolfpack.
They are fighting back point by point here.
Kylie DeJager doing a great job behind the service line. Big firepower, and we're all tied up. Going right at the block, getting the kill.
You're right at the block. That is something we love to see. Not afraid to use the blocker's hands. Great swing by number 4, Winterfield.
Another near service ace opportunity. And the Wolfpack come attacking the near side. D&H stuffs it. How about the middle? Stuffed and denied. And Dike-New Hartford celebrates the side out.
2 blockers up for D&H. We're going to see it on this replay. Solid. There's no hole. And unfortunately, Western Christian goes right into the meat of their arms.
Textbook execution with that block. That time going past the block, cut it too much, and the attack airs, it sails out of bounds. Good idea though, right?
Very good idea. Working around that block. If you can't go over it, work around it. Unfortunately, just a little bit wide.
Emma Westphal with the attack air. It's now 6-4. It's a fast-moving opening set here for the Class 2A title. Was it touched? No, it was not, as the ball sails deep. And it's now a 7-4 advantage for Dike-New Hartford. Good pass. The set, not the attack they wanted. And perfect placement. No one at home on that far sideline corner.
The corners, we always like to say, are golden. You're right, no one was home. It's good vision by the D&H setter. She has experience. She knows how to see the holes in the court.
Blocked back and down for a point. Defense leading to offense for Dike-New Hartford. Well, the Wolfpack trailed 4-0 and rallied back to tie it. And now they trail by 5. Still early stages of this opening set. We played a 25 win by 2. Working the middles. Good job in the back row defensively for the Wolfpack. Good rally. Blocked down for the point and the side out for Western Christian.
Great job by Western Christian. The middle coming over to close the blocks. We have 2 blockers up there. Peyton Peterson goes right at them, but they were solid. Straight down for the Western Christian point.
Here's Jaden Van Scheppen, the senior, serving. A lot of talented upperclassmen on this Western Christian team. Most of the bulk of the minutes in the playing time are juniors and seniors. Let's go to the replay of our net camera here, and you saw how that ball drops right down, giving the Wolverines their 10th point of this opening set. Western Christian 40-5 overall. Dike-New Hartford, a very special season, 53 wins to only 1 loss. A service error though, and the door is open for the Wolfpack to make a run. Jocelyn Oostening, the junior DS, comes in. Pops that one high up and out of play. And now it's back to a 5-point lead for Dike-New Hartford.
Good swing from number 8, Jaden Peterson. It appeared she went right over top of the block.
Ball was last touched, and it's going to be a kill for Peyton Peterson. They're twins, Peyton and Jaden. Their mom's the head volleyball coach at UNI. She was your coach, Beth, at the University of Northern Iowa. And Bobby Peterson has a couple sets of twins. One's playing for UNI now, and one's a starter for the University of Texas as well.
That's right. It's a very strong volleyball family. They have a lot of experience, and it's fun. It's fun to play with your sister, so this is cool to watch.
12-7. I really like what I'm seeing out of Western Christian. There's been a couple of opportunities where you felt maybe the floodgates could open and Dike would really try and bury them and put a run together, and they do just that. They get a stop and make a run of their own to stay close here.
Absolutely, they are staying close, and that's the key. You said at the beginning, you don't want to dig yourself a hole, especially in set 1, so they are battling.
A beautiful serve. Now a roll shot, and nobody was expecting that one to drop in there.
Right in the middle of the court, we call it the donut. Good vision from Peyton Peterson, a back row attack, off speed, roll shot right down. Great kill.
Western Christian in the quarterfinals showed its resilient side Tuesday, rallied down from 2-0 to defeat Dyersville Beckman. And in the semifinals yesterday, they defeated Osage in 4, 25-19, 11-25, 25-22, and 25-18. This is an experienced group, and as we talked about the tradition there, I think everyone expects this to be a great matchup here for this 2A showdown. Another point, the Wolfpack have now hit double digits. Lydia Van Clay serving. Dike-New Hartford works the back row attack, and that's down for another kill for Peterson. She's got 4 already.
She is off to a hot start. She's doing very well. That time, it's hard on a back row attack. You want to put up a blocker, you want to take away some space, but sometimes that happens where it just ricochets off in a direction that your defense is not prepared for.
A service error, we've seen a couple of those. It's good to serve aggressive, but you want to put the ball in play.
Exactly, it's a fine balance. If you send over an easy serve, the opponent is able to bring back their offense in full force. You serve aggressive, hopefully you can take away some options, but you want to keep it in bounds. You don't want to serve it out, so there's a balance.
I have been very impressed with Western Christian serving. in this opening set here, trying to put the pressure on Dike-New Hartford's passing game. Dike has it. They go to the middle again and again. Someone different this time, but it's the same result as the other Peterson twin gets in on the fun, her second kill.
Another back row attack off of the blocker's arms.
Vager serving for Dike-New Hartford. That one's in. Holy bucket. Sideline to sideline, dropping right in. Perfect placement.
When we say sharp cross court, that is sharp cross court. Great swing.
Second kill on the afternoon there. Great hustle, but running out of room, the ball out of bounds, and the Wolverines now have 16 points. Now closing that gap, getting to 25 here in this first set.
Love the hustle, love the effort. Like you said, just ran out of real estate.
A lot of power on that attack. Taking it down the line. Emma Westfall, the senior middle hitter, coming in with 213 kills, third best on her team.
Good vision by Emma Westfall. She saw double blockers taking her cross court, so she hammers it down the line.
Being able to adapt to the set and adapt to what the defense is doing.
It's very important.
You might have a plan, but the plan you might have to do a pivot in midair.
Absolutely. You might go up saying, I want to hit sharp cross, I want to hit it sharp cross, and then you see the blockers and you're saying, nope, roll shot line, or whatever it might be. You're right, you have to adjust.
Another point for Western Christian. Creeping right back into this thing, trailing by 3. Neither team has called any of their timeouts yet.
Been fast-paced, back and
so
forth.
So fast-paced. Ball might have sailed long, but Dike-New Hartford plays it in the back row. Better safe than sorry, and that tip, good decision, but it goes into the net for an attack air, and it's now back to a 4-point lead, and the serve for number 2, Marin Bixby, the sophomore. Oh my! That one went straight down.
Number 4 bringing the heat for Western Christian. Again, good vision going around the double block that Dike-New Hartford has put up. The middle swinging to the left. Great kill.
Stella Winterfeld, one of the leaders in multiple categories, second most in kills with 343. Peterson gets the point. Third kill for Jaden Peterson, the sophomore. And that's one thing about these Peterson twins. Peyton became the first Iowa freshman to earn captain honors on 2 all-tournament teams. She was the captain of the 2022 2A volleyball all-tournament team and also the tournament captain of the Wolverines Class 2A state championship basketball squad. And I know you're a multi-sport athlete. Dike definitely has a number of those. We'll talk about that, but first, let's go inside the Western Christian huddle. They trail by 5 here in this opening set.
Okay, we have 7 hitting errors in this game, and we're in it. We're down 5, okay? So a few things. Give them enough height and keep it off the net. They're very good blockers, okay? And that was tough. You didn't really have an option. So enough height. Emma's gonna call for a 2. She wants it off the net a little bit, okay? Especially for those girls, so they are able to cut and go, okay? High elbows in, high hands. We got to get touches. They're going to try to tool off Jalen, okay? So we got to be aware of that. Watch their shoulders, okay? Hey, we're right in this. Let's go! Come on, have fun and keep talking. Keep swinging. They're too good to tip on, okay? Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
A lot of stuff to unpack there. The main takeaway, they're in it, and that's one heck of a coach.
It is. I was shaking my head saying yes, yes, 100% to everything that Coach Tammy Verbeek said in there. Keep the sets off the net for Western Christian. Give your hitters a chance to work around the block. Dike-New Hartford has a big block, and so just give your hitters a chance. They are in it.
That attack goes long. She also said they had 7 hitting errors already, and that definitely plays into the score and the outcome.
It does. And sometimes, as a hitter, you just kind of got to get into a groove. You got to get used to your surroundings. You got to get used to the block. So maybe Western Christian is going to be able to settle down a little bit, get into that rhythm.
Twice they send it over from the setter. Both times Dike-New Hartford scrambles to recover. Now the back row attack drops down as Western Christian gets the point.
That's a nice long rally.
That was fun.
Great defense on both sides of the net, scrambling, keeping it alive, and then a smart high swing off the blocker's hands to finish it for Western Christian.
21-16, make it 22-16. Let's look at this Ellie Knox-Hill, the junior middle hitter.
Good connection between the setter and the middle. They're running a 31, kind of a middle set, a little farther off, but it's still a quick. Great connection.
Kind of falling back on that attack, now pushing it down. Dike-New Hartford sends it over. Western Christian backs against the wall here in this opening set. And another point for the Wolverines.
Number 21 for the Wolverines, Peterson.
Here's the replay of how this one ended. So close to the net, you're limited on what you can do there.
Yep, it was a great swing from DNH and a good up by Western Christian's libero. There's just miscommunication on who's going to take that second ball.
Service ace by number 8, Jaden Peterson, the sophomore. And this brings up set point for Dike-New Hartford here. Needing one more point to take this opening game, opening set. Into the net, and Dike-New Hartford finishes strong. They started strong. They held off a rally, and they finished strong. 25-16 is the final. We'll be back with the second set of this Class 2A championship match right after this here on Iowa PBS.
Coming to Iowa PBS, a journey inside the historic buildings of Iowa's first capital, Iowa City. Stories of culture, history, and gridiron grandeur intertwined with the structures that still remain. Join us for an unparalleled tour of awe-inspiring architecture and soaring aerial perspectives. Historic Buildings of Iowa, Iowa City, only on Iowa PBS.
Coming November 29th. Lord, guard and guide the men who fly.
13 years we spent on this plane. You do it because it's more than a plane. It's a time machine with 4 engines. It's a story with wings. You do it because it's the Memphis Belle.
Tune in or stream Sunday at 1 p.m.
Do you Snapchat? So does Iowa PBS. Add Iowa PBS or snap our code. Get live peeks at our productions as they happen in real time. See exclusive behind-the-scenes content. Connect with all our social networks at iowa.org/social.
It's 25-16, Dike-New Hartford wins the opening set. Beth West and Eric Braley welcome you back inside the arena. And before we show you some highlights and statistics, Beth, your thought on what we just saw?
It was a good first set. Dike came out firing. They were strong at the attack line, and they also had strong quality blocks. I was impressed by their blocking. Not always stuff, but they slowed down a lot of swings. And on the Western Christian side, I was really impressed by their serving. Serving aggressive, hitting their targets, and getting Dike out of system, which we haven't seen a lot this year.
Let's take a look at some of those highlights from that opening set. Dike never trailed in the first set, and you saw more than one player getting in on the fun and in on the action. In Western Christian, a balanced attack as well. When we listened into the huddle, though, Coach Verbeek said, you know, a lot of attack airs, kind of shooting ourselves in the foot a little bit here.
Exactly, and some of those you can attribute to the DNH block. Some of them, you know, there's just a little bit of nerves in set one.
Let's hear it for your team.
Looking at the stats, we do see 3 blocks for Dike-New Hartford, but equal on the service aces.
4 more kills for DNH as well. All right, clean slate. Dike-New Hartford gets set 1. Who's gonna get set 2? Dike-New Hartford, again, last year's champion. They swept Denver last year, and the Wolverines did not drop a set in the state title run. And they have not dropped a set in this run to the championship match either. Pretty dominant.
Very dominant in the state tournament, and then all through the regular season. It's fun to look at their regular season and the teams that they play. They're playing Class 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, 5A. They're playing everyone, and so that's fun to see.
1-1 is our score here. And yes, Dike-New Hartford has wins over a bunch of 5A, 4A, 3A schools. Of course, 1A and 2A. Their only loss came September 25th at Iowa City Liberty. But other than that, they've been perfect on the year. For Western Christian, their losses came in a tournament in Nebraska, as you see the replay here on your screen, at Sheldon versus Waverly, Nebraska, versus Papillion, La Vista South, Nebraska, versus Lincoln East, Nebraska, and then versus Boyden Hull on September. They have not lost since September 11th is in Western Christian. So they've strung a run together as expected. 2-2 here in the second.
With the kill for Western Christian. Substitution for the Wolfpack. Number 2, Hannah Brew.
And this is one thing where the Wolfpack, we just looking for an opportunity. If they can string 3 or 4 points consecutively together, I think that could really give them some momentum and confidence here.
Point, Wolverines.
But a miscue, and Dike-New Hartford gets the point.
A little too ambitious on the block. You want to press over the net with your arms, but unfortunately a little too close, and they got into the net.
Big block. It sails out of bounds. It was hit so hard into the block that it ricochets out of bounds.
That's some power. Good swing, and good job by the Western Christian defense. The coverage, they followed that ball all the way to the line just to make sure.
How would you say these teams are doing with their serve, receive, and passing overall? Because you mentioned in those keys that that's certainly going to be important in this championship match.
Yeah, everything starts with serve, receive, right? You want to give yourself a chance, and you want to give your setter the opportunity to have all of their options. And so they're doing well, always room for opportunity, right? I'm sure that's what the coaches would say too.
Flying high and knocking it down for the kill, number 21, Peyton Peterson. Not only did she have 536 kills heading into the tournament, a kill efficiency of 383. That's like a batting average, folks. And a 383 batting average is pretty darn good.
That is very good for an outside hitter. As an outside hitter, you're going to get some good quality sets, but you might get some out-of-system ones as well. And we know from watching already in this final that Peyton Peterson hits from the back row, the front row, from any position on the court. And so to be hitting almost 400 on this season.
On the cumulative, yeah.
Wow.
And a 4.66 digs per set as well. She can do it all the way around. As Peyton Peterson, who we're talking about, is going to get a chance to serve. 5-4, early going of the second set of the 2A final. Big kill in the middle. Always good when you can get the middles involved.
Yes, you want to get the middles involved. It takes pressure. We were just talking about how many sets the outsides get. It takes pressure off of the outside hitters because teams need to focus their block on the middles. And that was a great swing from Western Christian out of the middle.
Good pass, sets the middle. The timing was perfect. Nice up, and we play on. Little roll shot. So it wasn't the powerful attack that scored. It was kind of that off-tempo, off-pace shot.
Good, smart swing from Jaden Peterson. Roll shot right over the block. Great placement.
Blasted to the back row, but one arm's up by DNH. Another strong hit, and it sails out of bounds by an inch or two.
That's the right idea. I like the offensive set that Western Christian is running right now.
There's another good pass, another nice set. But Dike-New Hartford receives it in system and has options and gets it down. Good vision and execution out of Aaron Bixby. Here's the replay.
Deep cross court, making the libero move.
A service air and a side out. Checking in for the Wolfpack to the front row. And having a good performance so far is Abby Verberg, the 6-foot junior outside hitter. Verberg has 6 kills so far in this match.
Another kill for Jaden Peterson. I am impressed with her vision as a hitter. Just these last, really 3 points, we saw her go hard cross court. We saw a roll shot kind of tip right over the block, and then she hit line. Wow, she can hit in any direction. That's awesome.
You don't want to be predictable, and
Absolutely
she is
not.
keeping Western Christian guessing with her 6 kills, spraying it all over the place. Big point there for the Wolfpack. 9-7, and the rotation. Lydia Van Clay, the senior libero, she's been the anchor, solid as a rock all year long in that back row defensively. Blocked. DNH responds. Options to the outside, good reach. Long rally. We keep playing, and then a whistle. This one's going against Western Christian. They said 2 contacts or double lift, and the pass was carried a little bit, and that gives the Wolverines their 10th point.
That was a really good rally back and forth. It's hard to see it end like that, but a great defensive effort from both sides. And a big block.
Yep, the timing. Let's see the view of how well executed this block was. They're side by side, full extension.
Line right up on the hitter's arm, taking away space.
Another attack error, and we have our first timeout of the second set, the largest lead for Dike-New Hartford here in the second set. They lead 1-0. Let's go inside their huddle.
Up there, all right? Okay, don't forget to use our middle. So keep getting yourself square to use our middles. Keep staying active, staying available, okay? So the setter is up right now, so make sure you're up, you're with her talking about it, right? Read if she's going or setting, right? You gotta be ready for that dump and stay on your feet, run through it, pop it up, all right? Okay, here we go. Keep it going, keep talking.
That is Diane Harms in her 28th year of coaching volleyball, 19th year at Dike-New Hartford, 979 wins. She has 714 wins at Dike-New Hartford, 15 state tournament appearances, 14 of those happening at Dike-New Hartford. Why is it important to know where the setter is?
It's important to know where the setter is, front row or back row, because there are many offensive setters, and it's a good option if you have an offensive setter, but that just means the setter can take it over on the second hit. Normally prepared for bump, set, spike, 3 hits, but offensive setters throw it over on 2, catch the defense off guard. Also, you need to know if you can go up and block the setter. If the setter is in the back row, they need to stay beneath the plane of the net. So it's very important to know, front row, back row, where's the setter?
We've listened in all day long inside the huddles, and we've heard a number of coaches communicating where the setter is coming out of the timeout. Here's a replay as you see the Wolfpack. They're kind of reeling a little bit here as Dike-New Hartford now doubling them up on the scoreboard with a 14-7 score. And another one. So they're scoring in multiple ways. The blocks, the serves, the attacks. Here's the replay of this textbook denial.
Number 16 there, Ellie Knock. Great blocking arm, strong, pressed over the net. She's able to line up, and she gets another one.
Just as you're talking about it, knocks it back for the point. She had 70 blocks in the regular season, second most on the Dike-New Hartford squad. Needing a side out anyway. The Wolfpack can get it, and they won't get it on that play. Dike-New Hartford continues to flex. And this is what we saw all regular season long, and even in the state tournament, not only have they not lost a set, no team has gotten very deep on them on the scoreboard.
Exactly. The closest any team has gotten in the state tournament is 16 points. That was South Hardin in the quarterfinals, and we saw in set 1 here, Western Christian reaching 16 as well. So they stay neck and neck, and then they really just pull away at the end, it seems like.
A lot of weapons. The Wolfpack down, but not out. Let's see what they can do as Western Christian defeated Beckman Catholic, defeated Osage to get to this championship match. There it starts with 1. Hannah Brook, the 5'10" junior setter, getting the kill. As during the season, she didn't have a ton of them, only 91, but a big one there. Point, DNH, and Dike-New Hartford can try and string some more points together with their libero and very good server back in Lexi Fager. Off the hands, great effort. Kept alive there by Winterfeld. High reaching play. Leaning back, nice up, and we play on. Holy smokes!
There it is. Great connection on the Western Christian side. Great set, directly to the middle. She swings away. That is impressive.
Emma Westfall, the connection could not be any stronger. Yeager with the serve. Western Christian now at double digits, but still trailed by 8. Yep, 4 contacts. The defense stepping up a couple notches here for the Wolfpack. This is the run we were talking about. Yeager, another serve. Near side swing, down the line, and it's out of bounds.
The attack was wide.
1 by 1, Western Christian putting together a run of their own.
Harms, the head coach for DNH, electing not to call a timeout to stop this run. Having the student athlete trying to find a way to figure it out themselves on the court. That one is in.
They figured it out.
They did. Let's get it to our all-star and Peyton Peterson with a great shot. Awesome placement. You see the reaction. Wow.
Strong cross-court swing. Western Christian's libero just unable to make a move on it.
Not a lot of options there due to the poor pass. And Van Dyken, the senior setter, just had to try and tip it over. All right, second and final timeout called by Western Christian here in the second set, trailing by 8. Let's listen to head coach Tammy Verbeek.
Okay, but we just got to communicate, and you got it. Watch it all the way in. Only play what's in front of you. If you see it and you can get it, just yell it and then open up, okay? All right? And yes, I know, the Peterson, she'll go line, she'll go sharp, okay? She's big time, okay? But make sure the block is set tight, and then all I can tell you is try to get out of it. How many has she, like, she sees the block, right? So she's gonna try to get around. So we might have to scoot you up a little bit and take that angle, okay? All right, let's go.
All right, thank you again for all the head coaches that allow us to mic them up so that we can bring you the sights and definitely the sounds of what is happening here at the championship matches from Cedar Rapids in the Alliant Energy Powerhouse. High praise for Peterson, and a coach knows she's good. What can we do to try and slow her down and take some things away?
Exactly. I liked her advice. She was saying, put up a solid block. She's going to see the block because she has good vision. But then we, Western Christian, we need to defend around the block. And that, here, they got a block. So they didn't even have to defend around it. Just block it. Start it there.
21st straight state tournament appearance. 39th trip in school history for Western Christian. Out of that timeout, a couple of points, closing the gap. The final score of the first set was D&H 25 and Western Christian 16. Right now it's 20-14 here in the second. Peterson gets the kill. 9 for her so far in this match. In the quarterfinals, Western Christian rallied to defeat Dyersville Beckman. In the semifinals, they defeated Osage in 4. They've been battle-tested all year, but this is a tough task in front of them against Dike-New Hartford, and it's now 22-14. Jaden Peterson with 7 kills, and then a service error gives the ball back to Western Christian.
In the lineup for Western Christian, number 0, Ostening. She is serving for Western Christian.
Ostening to serve. It's another beauty. That'll be another point for Dike-New Hartford. And you can tell just looking at their student section, they want to cheer, they want to help out, but the momentum is clearly on the side of Dike-New Hartford right now.
Exactly. There's a little lull in the energy, unfortunately. But hopefully swings like that bring them right back on their feet. They are loud on the Western Christian side. Great
there they
swing.
are. Again, they've had so much to cheer about this season, as well as just the tradition. But down 23-16 here. Line drive serve. Close to a service ace. That's probably a service ace all season long. But Dike-New Hartford's back row is solid. A little trickery.
So many shots in Jaden Peterson's tool bag. I'm very impressed.
She's like a Swiss Army knife. She can pull out a different tool for the situation she faces.
Exactly.
24-16, and it's set point here in set 2. Dike-New Hartford trying to pull ahead 2-0. Western Christian with it offensively. And they get it down. So they've scored more points here in the second set than they did in the first set. And even though they might not win the second set, getting some momentum to head into that third set is very important. There it is, the final point of the second set. Dike-New Hartford is rocking and rolling. 25-17 the final in set 2. We'll be right back right after this. Stay tuned for more championship coverage on Iowa PBS.
We wish you the merriest, the merriest. You'll cheer. It's a young.
Join Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra, and their very musical families in a classic holiday celebration.
The halls with boughs of holly. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. That will bring us back to do.
Coming to Iowa PBS, November 27th.
The First World War. France is in the midst of a war for its life. The pilots conceived the idea of an all-American flying corps serving France.
I'm going to go do some damage. That was their attitude.
Flying over a war zone was a very scary thing to do.
Americans need to understand the incredible things that those guys did.
They gave their lives for France.
Tune in or stream Monday at 8 p.m. Iowa PBS Passport offers more than 1,000 hours of your favorite PBS shows on demand, anytime, anywhere. Shows like Masterpiece, American Experience, Antiques Roadshow, and more. Simply donate at least $5 monthly, ongoing, or $60 each year, and start watching today.
See more of Iowa PBS online. Subscribe to Iowa PBS on YouTube. Connect with us on all our social networks at iowapbs.org/social.
Dike-New Hartford leading 25-16, 25-17. If they win the third set, they are your Class 2A champion. Western Christian backs against the wall right now. I have been very impressed with Dike-New Hartford's defense, though. From the back to the front, it's been solid.
It has. Dike-New Hartford just doesn't let the ball drop. They pursue every ball, they get touches, they have solid blocks. So very impressed from their defense. Obviously their offense is very strong as well, but credit to their defense.
Let's take a look at some of those highlights from the second set. It was tied at the beginning, and then Dike-New Hartford went on that run. Western Christian fought back, but then Dike-New Hartford finished it off, pulling away at the end. And the Peterson twins, hey, they're tied right now. 9 kills apiece.
9 kills each, a very good showing through 2 sets. Again, their defense and being able to pick up so many swings just helps their offense then just keep rolling.
There you see the statistics through 2 sets, and as expected, the stats look better if you're a Dike-New Hartford fan, because they have been in control as they have all season long, looking to defend. Man, it would not be easy to defend your title, because that target, that bullseye, that's right on your back.
It's a big target on your back. You are right. And they've done a good job so far this season. And Western Christian, they've been in this position before. You mentioned the quarterfinals. They were down 0-2. They had to fight back and win the next 3. We call it a reverse sweep. So they've been in this position before. Not something that they'd like to do, but they've got a great start here in set 3 to get that ball rolling again.
Well, punching Dike-New Hartford right in the mouth, up 2-0 to start. And what do you have to lose if you're Western Christian right now? Throw everything out there, and just like that, they came to play, and they say, put those brooms away. We want this to go 4 or 5.
Very aggressive serving. Very aggressive serving.
Oh my! Wow! What a start by Western Christian. And again, Dike-New Hartford says, I'm going to let you figure this out on your own, ladies. No timeouts used quite yet. There's a good pass, but it's and able to get it through. I wasn't quite sure from my angle if that got over the net. But a 4-0 start, that's exactly what Western Christian needs. And then Dike-New Hartford gets on the board with a kill by Ellie Knock. Again, that type of swing scores a point pretty much all season long. But the scrappy defense keeps it alive for DNH. Another point for Western Christian.
A solid double block up for Western Christian. They get a great touch. Good job on the Dike-New Hartford side. They covered, just unable to get it over there. They had a ball handling error.
Able to work the middles again, and the reason is a good pass gives the setter some options to do that quick handoff set.
Setters love having options, and being able to run your middle is so important.
Another point.
Western Christian having success on that right side, going line. Dike-New Hartford is putting up a solid block, but they're taking away cross court, which is great. You want to take away a portion of the court. They are giving her line. Western Christian able to see it. Swing line. And another ace. Oh my goodness, is this 3 or 4?
Yeah, it has to be the most aces scored against Dike-New Hartford this year. What were we talking about between that second and third set? How good their defense has been, but multiple aces has helped them surge to a 6-point lead. And now Diane Harms stands up, and now she'll call a timeout. Wow, dominant in sets 1 and 2 was Dike-New Hartford. Dominant so far in set 3 is Western Christian. Let's see what Dike-New Hartford's talking about inside their huddle.
Okay, get there. Quick, short, quick steps. You gotta play defense. Okay, we gotta play defense. We gotta settle in right now. Settle in and start working our way back into it. Starts with a pass. So you three gotta talk it up, get your feet there, all right? Here we go.
Diane Harms, a tremendous coach. And Dike-New Hartford has so many weapons. Madeline Norton has 2,000 career assists with 500 digs. Peyton Peterson became the first Iowa freshman to earn captain honors on the volleyball and basketball championship teams. Jaden Peterson, Peyton Peterson, the back row, libero, a lot of things, but Western Christian has solved the riddle right now on how to score and how to get a big lead against this Dike-New Hartford squad. There's a point, just the third one of this third set.
It starts with stopping the run, and that's what Dike-New Hartford did. Western Christian, they're saying get it back. First swing side out here, get it back, keep that momentum going, no let up.
Wow, great reaction to get the block and then immediately attack and send it over. Blocked again. And they just might block their way back into this thing.
Wolverines.
Western Christian 40-5 overall. Has control, but they're looking in the rear view mirror and they're seeing a Wolverine coming quickly here in this third set. Again, a lot of the battle has been done right in that front row here recently. Off the head and down for the point.
That set was inside for Western Christian, so the block did a good job for Dike-New Hartford moving in, following the set. It hit off of her head, I think you're right, but it sailed out of bounds for a Western Christian point.
The serve coming. And serving has been one of the main differences in this third set. Down for the kill, Peyton Peterson, the sophomore, now with 11.
Western Christian initially with a good solid block. DNH, that defense, they cover it, pop it right back up, set the same hitter, strong cross-court swing.
Back and forth we go. Stella Winterfeld. Winterfeld in the regular season, 343 kills and a 348 kill efficiency. She might not be the tallest player out there, but she plays with a fire in her belly. A true competitor. Locked at the net. Wolfpack, they don't panic and send it over. It's down for the point. Jaden now in double digits for kills. How big is that at Class 2A to have multiple players that can get you double-digit kills on the same night?
It gives you so many options. When someone is not having a good night, you know there's others to rely on, but it causes so many issues for teams to defend you because you have to pay serious attention to each one. You can't just say, oh, just follow this player, they're gonna set her every time. Nope, they use all of their weapons and they distribute the sets between all of them.
Yeah,
I mean,
really do. And the fact that Dike-New Hartford had every single player on last year's championship team returning this year, that chemistry is just at a whole new level.
The chemistry, the experience, just the familiarity with state and the atmosphere and being comfortable playing in front of a crowd and the noise, all of that.
We're throwing basketball on top of it as well, and winning. And down there, here's the replay to make it 11-9. It was 9-2. It is now 11-9. Let's listen in to the Western Christian huddle.
Okay. Yeah, they're in the perimeter, so we got to go hard down the line. She took hands on that one. You could tip right over, but then they'll run the net. Okay? Hey. Yeah. Hey, just try to find it in a wheelhouse, or, okay, don't let them camp out on her. Okay, go Ellie, not tight on the net, and let her cut. Okay? Hey, we need a big side out here, all right? Let's go. Let's go! Hey, we worked too hard to get that lead, okay? Keep swinging, keep talking, and have their backs, okay? Everybody cover, okay? Team, 1, 2, 3, team.
We worked too hard to get that lead.
Exactly. And her final point, everybody cover. You know Dike's gonna put up a really strong block. Be prepared, it's coming back. Just every time, think, cover, it's coming back, it's coming back.
And if you expect that going in, then you're prepared and ready to respond. All right, we got a good one brewing here in the Class 2A championship. We're in the third set. Dike winning 25-16 in set 1, 25-17 in set 2, and they have the momentum.
Another placement shot, good vision from the Dike-New Hartford swing, taking it down the line. Nobody's home there, unfortunately.
A service error gives the side out an opportunity for the Wolfpack to substitute, rotate, and figure out how they can be the aggressor. Stella Winterfeld, an opportunity here. Service error, back-to-back service errors, one for Dike-New Hartford, one for Western Christian. Dike-New Hartford defeated South Hardin in the quarterfinals Tuesday. They defeated Denver in the semifinals yesterday. Western Christian defeated Beckman Catholic in the quarters, Osage in the semis. Other teams to make state in Class 2A were Beckman Catholic, Wilton, Boyden Hull, and South Hardin. There's the nice view from our net camera, and tied at a dozen here in the third set. Denied. Another block, another point. And when it was 9-2, Not many people might have thought that the Wolverines could come back to take a lead, but they did, and they did it pretty quickly, Beth.
They did. On the Dike-New Hartford side, they had no doubt that they could come back, but 9-2, that's a big deficit, but they've steadily chipped away, and it's by doing the things that they know how. Quality blocking, strong defense, and that's how they're getting points.
And the fans are cheering as the run continues. Now 14-12, 8 kills for Ellie Knock. So, I mean, at this pace, they're going to have 3 players in the double-digit kills and leading in the block category as well. That one's down. Good placement to drop that right in front of the back row.
That's exactly what Western Christian needed. Stop the run, take a breath, start fresh, and they have their very good serving libero at the line. See if she can go on another run like the start of the set.
Western Christian hits it out of bounds. The antenna's waving. Attack air gives the side out and points to the Wolverines. And here's Jaden Peterson. Folks, you want to see a good server? Watch this. I don't want to give her the announcer's jing, but she jumps, makes solid contact, and it's almost like it's a kill coming over the net with how hard she hits it. Something you can practice on your own independently is serving, right?
It is, it is. There's different types of serves. There's a standing float, there's a standing topspin, and then there's the jump float or a jump topspin. And some players do a variety of those depending on the situation, depending on how they feel. But a lot of it is going to be float serves that they move around, they float just like the name entails, and it's very hard to pass, and you really have to have a solid platform behind the ball.
Your feet are set, your platform's there, and all of a sudden this knuckleball ball coming at you, trying to get the best pass to your setter so she can set it up for the best swing offensively. A couple of points here for the Wolfpack. They pull within 1 over the halfway point of the 3rd set. Wolfpack, very strong upperclassmen. 4 starters return from last year's team that reached the Class 2A semifinals, and Abby Verberg leading the team in kills, averaging 3.6 a set, while Lydia Van Clay's 3.3 digs rank among the leaders in Class 2A. That replay, you saw right where that ball dropped.
I like the idea, taking it over on 2, trying to hit that sideline.
Dike-New Hartford with the point. Verbeek said after the semifinal, we want a shot at Dike-New Hartford. We know it's a David and Goliath situation. They're a great team. We know it's going to take every bit of effort to stay with them. Ultimate respect for these 2 programs. Dike-New Hartford, if you count all of last year and all of this year in the state tournament, they have not lost a single set. And into the net, that ball sails, and it's now 19-16. An interesting story about Coach Cammie Verbeek. She actually didn't win state when she was a player at Western Christian. Senior year, they were good. They won 109 games in a row, and they lost the state championship in 5. So she has that drive to lead her, and what she has done with this program has been phenomenal.
It is incredible. Her 23rd year at Western Christian, 21st straight state tourney appearance for Western Christian, and Coach Verbeek is 3rd on the all-time wins list, over 1,000 wins. So
and she's
pretty
young.
Incredible. I know.
She can coach for another 30 years.
Yes, we will be seeing them back at state, I am sure. And they are not done fighting just yet. They're wanting to turn this set around.
The opportunity is there, but they got to seize it. It's right in front of them. 21-16 here in the 3rd.
There's a good swing.
Yeah, smart idea. Great execution there.
Stella going down the line. Again, that block is set up and ready, so good vision by the attacker.
Jocelyn Oostenink, the 5'4" junior DS, has been serving bullets. Good pass out of Dike-New Hartford. Western Christian to the outside. Oh, it just sails out of bounds. That one was close. And it's now 22-17 Wolverines. Right there, and our official right there as well. That one out of bounds on the service air. Big shout out to our officials all season long, regardless of if it's for a state championship or if it's a regular season match. That's sure important to have the officials who dedicate so much to the sport and to the Iowa girl.
It is. It's a tough job. They do it so well. They're very focused. Line judges, down referees, up refs. Thank you to all our officials.
Another point for Western Christian, trying to get right back into this thing, only trailing by 3. We're in the third, a must-win opportunity for Western Christian. Wolfpack get another one.
Great swing by Western Christian. Number 3, Abby going high, going over the top. And she hits that back line. That's a great spot to swing on the court.
Let's listen in to Coach Harms in the Dike-New Hartford huddle.
We got to take care of this right now, okay? Let's get a good pass. Let's take care of it. Okay, so we're going to run Ellie on the 21. We got Jaden over there on the 5. We got Peyton over here on the red, and we got you going 5. Okay, so it's good pass. Good pass. Let's take care of it. Let's side out, okay? Let's take care of it right here, right? Here we go.
Dike-New Hartford, it's theirs. It's right in front of them. Beth, you work all year long. You play all those big class schools. To get to this point, you just need 3 more points, and you are the 2A champion again.
It's a race to 3. Dike-New Hartford wants to get a side out and really push it. Western Christian is saying, not so fast. Trying to stay alive here.
All right, race to 3. Good attack, joust at the net. Western Christian, joust on the other side. You can feel this sense of urgency here as we close out the third set. Blocked at the net. Race to 3, and Dike-New Hartford gets point number 1.
Good rally back and forth. Coverage, but that Dike-New Hartford block so strong. Able to press over so well.
Western Christian calls a timeout. 23-20. Let's listen in to the legendary head coach Verbeek and what she's saying to her team.
Talking and following the ball. Okay, stick the pass. Who do we got? Abby up front and Ellie pin to pin. Perfect, pin to pin. Make them move. Okay, make it good, and then everybody's covering. Even you, Jay. Make the set and then down and ready. Okay, swing for it. Let's go. Okay, come on. Pack. 1, 2, 3. Pack.
These teams have faced off, these programs, these schools, these communities have faced off so many years. And now what's going to happen in the 2021 chapter of this great rivalry? Dike-New Hartford winning set 1 and 2. In control, but trying to get 2 more points here. That one's down. 23-21. That's a great play.
Good serve receive pass. Able to set the right side. She sees the block, goes cross court right inside of their hands.
The doctor is in as Ellie Doctor with the kill, but it's quickly returned. And it's Jaden Peterson with her 12th kill. Great look on the replay as it's coming right into your living room. And this is now championship point. Match point for Dike-New Hartford into the net, and we play on. 24-22. The door is open. It's not open wide, Beth, but the door is open right now.
There is a little bit of hope. Western Christian really needing to serve aggressive and then play quality defense.
Championship point still for Dike-New Hartford. The pass, the set, near side swing, and that's gonna do it! Dike-New Hartford has done it again! They are your state champions in Class 2A.
Ladies and gentlemen, today's final score presented by Fairway is Dike-New Hartford 3, Western Christian 0.
The emotion on both sides. So many hours committed to the sport of volleyball, to their teammates, to get to this spot. Congratulations to Western Christian on yet another tremendous season. And of course, to our champs, Dike-New Hartford, they win this one in 3, 25-16, 25-17, and 25-22. Well, Western Christian, they led 9-2. They gave it all they had. Dike-New Hartford rallies back, and it went down to the final minutes here.
Western Christian applied so much pressure to Dike-New Hartford in that third set. It was a battle. They made DNH work for it, and work they did. They earned that victory. Another state championship for the Wolverines.
We'll hand out the all-tournament team honors, name the all-tournament team captain, hand out the state runner-up trophy to Western Christian, and hand out the state championship trophy to Dike-New Hartford. They join Pleasant Valley, Western Dubuque, and West Delaware, all champions today in 5A, 4A, 3A, 2A. And we have one more left as Class 1A championship broadcast coming to you later.
Please direct your attention to the court for the awards presentation. Presenting awards are members of the Iowa High School Athletic Union Board of Directors.
Gene Berger and Jen Bomer. Presenting awards to the 2021 Class 2A All-Tournament team is John Sanbodhi, Field Service Manager for Iowa Farm Bureau. Fans, your 2021 Class 2A All-Tournament team. From Dike-New Hartford, Madeline Norton. From Western Christian, Stella Winterfeld. From Osage, Claudia Ashbrenner. From Beckman Catholic, Kirsten Schmidt. From Denver, Reese Johnson. From Dike-New Hartford, Jaden Peterson. And ladies and gentlemen, the captain of your Class 2A All-Tournament team, from Dike-New Hartford, Peyton Peterson.
Congratulations to the members of the Class 2A All-Tournament team. There's some young underclassmen and there's some juniors and seniors mixed in, multiple schools as well. What a well-deserving honor to those outstanding young women.
Great look at, like you said, the future of volleyball in the state of Iowa, and it's just at a really strong point. It's fun to watch. Great volleyball in the state.
Peyton Peterson was named the captain of the two tournament teams last year in volleyball and basketball. You see her and her twin sister celebrating that with their team, the champions, as well. Let's hand out now the state runner-up trophy as well as the state championship trophy now.
the Western Christian Wolfpack, and Coach Tammy Verbeek. And now, your 2021 Class 2A champions, Coach Diane Harms and the Wolverines from Dike-New, Hartford.
Cue the celebration. Titletown, back-to-back titles for Dike-New Hartford. That was fun, and Dike-New Hartford proves they're the best team in 2A. Tammy Verbeek said, don't hang your heads. That's one of the best teams in the nation.
Absolutely, a quality Dike-New Hartford team. They are so technically sound in all areas, serving, passing, blocking, attacking. It was fun to watch, and a great job to Western Christian. They put a great battle against Dike. I was impressed with the pressure they applied, so congrats to both teams.
4 championship trophies have been handed out. We'll take a break and be back with 1A championship match later tonight. Keep it tuned to Iowa PBS for more fun.
Funding provided by...
You work hard to feed them well. That's why at Fairway, we're committed to our foundation of personalized service while treating our customers like family and valuing our employees. Fairway Meat and Grocery, that's what we're all about.
By Muscle Lighting, the sports lighting specialists, providing lighting systems for you, your project, and your community.